Luis de la Fuente is very exasperated at Barcelona, and this is the month of November 2025. Luis de la Fuente released his man squad for the upcoming World Cup qualifiers against Georgia and Turkey on the 15th of November and on the 18th of November, of which Barcelona winger Lamine Yamal was included. Now, let me break it into the crinkum of what caused this whole Barcelona and Luis de la Fuente saga. Before the month of November 2025, Luis de la Fuente released his squad for the upcoming World Cup qualifiers, of which Barcelona winger Lamine Yamal was included. All the Spanish players were to report at the Spanish camp on the 10th of November 2025, and Barcelona played their last game on the 9th against Celta de Vigo. Now, this is where the complication starts. On the 10th of November 2025, when all the Spanish players were reporting, Lamine Yamal failed to report at the camp. Lamine Yamal failed to report on the 10th of November, and whilst the Spanish national team coach Luis de la Fuente and the Spanish officials were all waiting for him to report on the 11th of November, Lamine Yamal did not. Before that, after the Barcelona match versus Celta de Vigo, it was reported, and I quote, by Mundo Deportivo that Lamine Yamal visited a Belgian specialist doctor to treat his pubic inflammation. The conclusion of the report was positive. He is in the early stages of inflammation. The doctor emphasized that the club discovered his issue early and have been reducing his risk. He praised the approach taken by the club's medical service in terms of physical staff and rehab programs and physiotherapy. So this was what Mundo Deportivo published. And after this publication, Luis de la Fuente and the Spanish Federation were still waiting for Lamine Yamal to report at the Spanish camp, which Laporta said no, it is not going to happen. Now, Barcelona, after speaking with the doctor, sent a message to the Spanish Federation informing them that Lamine Yamal was not in a good condition, and for that matter, he cannot report at the Spanish camp. This did not go well with Luis de la Fuente, who has already planned and set everything around Lamine Yamal. Quickly, the Spanish Federation, after receiving that message from Barcelona, also released a statement. And this was the statement the Spanish Federation released. The medical services of the Royal Spanish Football Federation wish to express their surprise and concern upon learning at 1:47 p.m. on Monday, 10th November, the day the national team's official training camp began, that Lamine Yamal had undergone an invasive radiofrequency procedure earlier that same morning to treat discomfort in his pubic area. This procedure was carried out without prior communication to the national team's medical staff, who only became aware of the details through a report received at 10:40 last night, in which a medical recommendation of 7 to 10 days of rest was indicated. So this is the statement the Spanish Federation issued. According to them, they didn't know anything about Lamine Yamal being taken to see a specialist. They didn't know, they were not aware, they were not informed that Barcelona, the decision about Barcelona taking Lamine Yamal to see a doctor, and about any medical proceedings that were carried out and whatever went there. And according to the explanation they gave, if Barcelona had informed them, they would have appointed their own doctor to supervise Lamine Yamal's treatment so that they will know if indeed Lamine Yamal is injured, or if indeed Lamine Yamal will be rested for 7 to 10 days. Now, per the statement the Spanish Federation released, they feel like Barcelona are trying to do, they won't do something like they are trying to turn their hands at their back, because they don't understand a player that played a match against Celta de Vigo on the 9th of November, only for them to wake up and had information that Lamine Yamal has visited a doctor and he has been given 7 to 10 days to rest, and for that matter he cannot report at the Spanish camp. They are surprised and they don't understand. Now, this is where Barcelona fans came in. Barcelona fans do not understand the reason why the Spanish national team coach Luis de la Fuente is targeting only Barcelona players. And their reason is that Nico Williams is having the same problem as Lamine Yamal. He's having the same problem around the pubic, the same as Lamine Yamal. Now, the Spanish Federation and the Spanish national team coach has given exemption and special treatment to Nico Williams to rest and treat himself well. And they do not understand why Luis de la Fuente wants Lamine Yamal, who is also facing the same problem, to report at the Spanish camp to train and to play for the Spanish national team. This is where the complication starts. Now, Luis de la Fuente in his Spanish national team conference made some emphasizes concerning the Lamine Yamal and Barcelona saga. And Luis de la Fuente stated, and I quote, "This morning I was with Lamine to reassure him. He wanted to stay with us. He's a player fully committed to the national team. He wanted to remain for personal reasons, but it was impossible. We were with him. We said goodbye to him, and he also said goodbye to all his teammates." Now, Luis de la Fuente went on to say that, "I want Barcelona to respect my decisions." What decisions will we respect? The decision that we have carried a medical examination on Lamine Yamal, and the results shows that Lamine Yamal is unfit to play, but still you want him to play for the national team, which could risk his whole career. Is that the decision you want us to respect? Or the decision that you have been playing Barcelona players, having them injured? The reason why Pedri was injured last 2 seasons was because you overplayed him. The reason why Pedri was injured because you overplayed him. The reason why Dani Olmo was injured because you overplayed him. Anytime a Barcelona player was suffered an injury, a long-term injury, it comes from the Spanish national team. Man, we are not doing that again. I know that the Barcelona entourage, they have sat and they have analyzed how De La Fuente has been costing them a lot, using our players and getting them injury. That is why this time around they have decided to be strict. When a player is having a discomfort, even if it is just an inch, they are not going to sacrifice that player to play for the national team. And I think we, all the Barcelona fans, we support the decision. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and leave your comment behind. Visca Barca.